To sketch graphs and to understand the story that they're telling us, we have to be able to read from the equation what the graph is going to look like and where it will cross the axes, etc. So the first important part about sketching a graph is to understand the shape of the graph. So to sketch graphs, we have to understand them. Graphs have a simple shape determined by the main function or relation. The first type is the basic linear graph. Graphs that are linear can often be written like this: y equals mx plus c. X and y are the variables. This is the x-axis, that's the y-axis. M is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. This is a good way of writing an equation. If it looks like this, where y has no squares or square roots on it, and neither does x, and you can write it in this form, it's a linear graph. Here are some other examples of equations that would draw a linear graph. Linear graphs are straight lines. Here is a linear graph, y equals x. Here are three linear graphs, y equals x plus 1, y equals x plus 2. Here are three other linear graphs, y equals x, y equals 2x, and y equals 3x, the blue one. But they all have straight lines. The next sort of graph is a quadratic, which has the shape of a parabola. This shape here. Lots of things in life have parabolic shapes. Lenses, balls moving through the air, etc. All of these are parabolic. They're all quadratic. They all have x squared. But they've been moved around and changed because of other parts of the graph equation. So in this equation here, this one is just y equals x squared. This is y equals minus x squared. Minus x minus 1 squared plus 1. This one is 4x squared. So while these other numbers change where the graph is, and might even put it upside down or make it narrower, they are still the same basic shape. X squared is the shape of a parabola. Here is another basic shape. This one's the cubic, x cubed. A cubic equation has this shape. Here are two other cubic equations. This bottom one is y equals x cubed. The one above it is x cubed plus 1. They all have the same basic shape caused by the x cube. Another sort of graph is the sine graph. Sine affects x in such a way that we get a wave shape. So this one here is y equals sine x. Over here I've got y equals sine x, and also y equals sine x plus 1. Over here we've got the pink or magenta colour, which is y equals sine x, and the blue one is y equals sine of 2x. Although they look a bit different, they still have the same basic shape, which is caused by sine. Sine makes this shape of a wave. So, while any graph can be moved up, or squashed, or even stretched, and we call these things translations and dilations, there is a basic shape to every graph. For this graph, sine x is the wave shape. For a quadratic, it's the parabola. For a cubic, it's this shape. That shape is the shape of the main function of the graph.